What's up, folks? Chris here, Just One Guy Metalworks again. So I've been tinkering around with all this stuff, and I think it's about time we get started on fixing fixing this reverse feed gearbox for my Atlas there. It's a bit of an ordeal, because as you've seen before, I have to cut some bevel gears. I'm kind of just figuring out how I'm going to go about doing that. My best idea so far, like, I don't have a machinery handbook or nothing, but I was going through all my change gears. I don't know if you can see them way in the back over there. No, yeah, yeah, there they are. And I found a 36 tooth gear, so that's kind of what I need for indexing a gear like this. Like for the first cut, you do your cuts a little bit off center, and then you got to tweak it half a turn or half an index mark, and then lower it half of the tooth thickness. I'm not ready for that part yet. What I am ready for is to start cutting some gear blanks. I already cut one. That's going to replace this piece right here at some point. So that's a perfect size. That'll be, well, it won't be going in this way, but it's a lot. It's bang on the money there. It fits perfect. And that's going to be going in that direction though, after you get some teeth cut in it, of course. And then we're going to have to figure out how to do something like that. Now, my plan was to actually do something, well, let's find a better pointer here, do something a little bit different than 6 teeth on there. I was going to do 4, I'm thinking, so it'd be like 1, then 2, then, well, this is 6, so it wouldn't work, but I did get it kind of marked out somewhat on a sheet of cardboard, I guess you call that. And I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. And luckily, I'll probably be able to index with this as well, because it is divisible by 4. And I needed something that had 36 markings on it, or 36 teeth, or whatever, to index an 18 tooth gear. And since I needed to do a half an index mark, 36 tooth gear should work out perfectly. So what we're going to do today, I guess we're going to get started on cutting some blanks, as well as the would-be shift collar. So we're going to kind of be winging that part, but really it's just a matter of getting a little bit of distance in there, probably not a whole lot, and then cutting the groove in it for the shifter, so when you shift it over, it'll engage. Oh, went a little too far there. And it's got to engage each side of the gear, right? So it'll be just a piece of 1-inch stock, pretty much, a little slot carried in there that will catch the little ends. Need the pointer again. Catch the little ends. So let's see. There we go. See them in there? The little kind of sort of diamond oval shaped things. And we're going to get that going. And then we're also going to have to cut some teeth like that, as well as, the reason being for putting 4 teeth instead of 6 is because I'm going to have to make an allowance in there for a key slot, I guess. Because the key, this is the piece that actually drives the power feed. Like these just slide around on there. Like they don't actually grab the lead screw. This piece right here is what grabs the lead screw and turns it. So with only 4 teeth, it'll give it a little bit more strength, a little more oomph, because I can't do that. Like, I don't know, I guess I could broach it all the way around for 10 years until I get a perfect circle, and that's not going to happen. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to make it 4 teeth, and I'm going to try to get a nice little key slot in there, so then we can put our key and then just put a pin either a spring pin or maybe a brass rivet of some kind, a couple of them, to hold that in place. And then that will be the piece that drives the machine. So okay, let's get to cutting some blanks here. Alright, so this is our piece. This is our big beast of a piece of 1 3/4 round cold rolled, I guess, just 1018 cold rolled steel. That's what we're going to be, that's what we pretty much make everything out of, because, well, this giant chunk here, I don't know, I guess it's actually a little bit shorter than it was. You know, 33 bucks. So it goes a long way. So what I usually do when I'm marking a round piece of steel, you know, I'll grab a piece of paper. You can grab a piece of paper and just put a fold in it so you got a nice straight edge on it. As long as it's long enough to go all the way around. Emery cloth, chunk of emery cloth works really good too. And you just wrap it around, make sure the edges are nice and, you know, whatever, flush with each other. And then just draw your line around it. And you should get a nice nice round mark. I mean, if you gotta cut it with a grinder, like I do most of the time, and voila, piece of cake. So I'll get these pieces lopped and faced off, and I'll meet you back at the lathe. Alright, so I usually start these holes off with a 1/4 inch bit, mainly because they just, you know, they go pretty good and they're a little bit stronger than anything smaller than that. And it's you know, it's more of a split point, and it's, yeah, well, it just works good. Plus I have lots of them. So if I fuck this one up, then I can always swap it out. Anyways, so now we gotta drill this out to 5/8. Now I don't have reamers or nothing, but honestly, so far whatever I've been doing with this, as far as boring and reaming and or whatever goes, it's far better than the stuff that's already on here. So even just with the drills, it's a much cleaner bore. Alright, so my bench grinder kind of crapped out on me last night, I think. I was resharpening this bit. These bits I bought them brand new, and they had like zero relief on them whatsoever, like nothing. That's the biggest bit I got in my arsenal, so we're gonna make the most of it here. It appears this tailstock will just make it through that. You know, and this is kind of order of operations, right? I don't want to end up getting myself backed into a corner and then having to scrap the part. So I'm going to drill it and bore it first, so on the off chance that I have to put it in between centers, I can still do that, you know, so it won't be such a big deal. Alright, let's see how this bit does. These would not make any coils before at all. It was just chunks of shit coming out. So we'll see what happens now. Seems I used to be better at sharpening these when I didn't know how to sharpen them. That's her. Oh, just right at the end of our travel too. Alright, so, well, me and this friggin' tool don't get along very good. I've centered it with the live center, and I've squared it up with the work the best I can. We're going to attempt to do our, let's see what we got here. 525 center. It doesn't have to be bang. Well, it should be pretty close. What did I say? 1.05 inches ish. If it's too big, we can always face it down some, so it's not a big issue. I said about a 1/4 inch, so 125 thou of each mark. So I'm going to say it's 525. Okay, so 400. And a 1/4 inch beyond that, so something like that. That's where we're going to want our marks. And that's where we're going to cut it off. Now, yeah, somewhere. Try to get a decent mark in there without tearing my face off. Don't look too bad. Okay, so. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, me and this friggin' tool, we just don't, we don't mesh. So we'll see how this goes. We got the oil bucket here. I just wondered maybe I should put some tailstock support on that. Reduce it, because we're not cutting it through, we're just, we're going 125 thou in. Yeah, you know what? That's what I am going to do, I think. I'm going to fuck around. Get that tailstock in there. A chunk of cast underneath there, underneath the ways that stops this tailstock every time. It's freaking annoying. Not sure what kind of RPMs I should be using on this. I think a little bit slower would be ideal. Yeah, I don't like this at all. Hate it. Hate it. Yeah, get our bucket of oil here. Try not to freak out. This is not pretty. I'm warning you right now. Unless it is. See what I mean? God, that's awful. Is this supposed to sound like that? Because that sucks. Okay, well, I'm pretty sure I still got to take more off there, but we're going to check it for measurement anyway. Yeah, what I tell you, that thing is freaking awful. It's awful. I cannot even say how awful it is. What are we at? 700 and a little better than 75. 785,000. Well, if we take another 10 thou off of there, we might be able to get away with it. Honestly, I'd like to just shave those things down a little bit. At least we still got to broach in a slot in here for a key. And I don't really want to take any more meat off that, to be honest. Because this is the piece that goes on there. Like, obviously, like, it's still a little bit snug. It's close. That's the piece that's got to go like that, and I just want to make sure that it's gonna. So I needed about a 1/4 inch to make that shift. Because once that angles off like that, it's about a 1/4 inch. So we should be pretty good there. A little bit better than a 1/4, maybe 5/16. I'm thinking. Yeah, just a little bit better than a 1/4 inch. So we're good for width, I think. Gotta have some slop or it's just gonna bind up and fucking cause problems, so. I don't know what to do now. That's getting pretty thin. I think I'm just gonna take a little bit off those tits and call this good. I'm gonna hit that with the file to smooth it out some. chamfer it. And we might even hell of it, you know, for just for the hell of it, we might actually try parting that off with this guy. Since we never get to do that. Since I'm already deaf anyways. I really like this triangle file, it's nice. What the hell is it? Yeah, it's a Nicholson too. Fucking Nicholson makes good files. One of my best files are Nicholson files. Oddly enough. I don't even know where I get them. Just find them. It's a good thing for crappy machinists to have a good file. And good machinists, but mostly crappy. Yeah, that'll be just fine. Yep. Alright, well, let's try and part this thing off here. We gotta get rid of the tailstock. I don't think this is gonna work. I think we're gonna end up just cutting it off with the grinder and then putting it back in here and facing it off. That's what I think is gonna happen. But we'll see. We got enough room to make clear the chuck here even. I was hoping I would. Yeah, shit, I do. That's me sounding all disappointed. Well, there goes nothing. See, this is when I start having problems right here. When it's freebirding and trying to climb up on the goddamn tool. We're gonna lock this in here. Lock in the carriage. I'm gonna end up wrecking it. Pretty sure I gotta face that off shorter anyway yet, so I'm just gonna cut it off. Alright, well there's our test fit up there. Looking good. Actually I just filed the nubbins off of those a little bit. And that'll be just fine. That's perfect. Yeah, so this guy will be, I can't get it in there right now because I gotta take that gear out. But right, and that's how it's gonna go. You know, the shaft runs through that, and that'll have teeth in it that will connect to the next gear that I'm gonna make here. And that guy will go right there. Everything is looking pretty good so far. So I guess on to the next piece. There's a little shift collar. Getting close. I think I might actually take a little coffee break because that parting tool stressed me the fuck right out. Yep, good old coffee. Picks you up and brings you down at the same time. Well, at this rate, it won't take too long. Well, it's an 80 thou cut. That's actually did it pretty easy. Alright, well, while we got her in the forejaw, all tightened up here, we might as well get this over with. Ugh. My favorite part. Oh. Yep, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. Yikes! Ah! Fuck, I hate that. That's the second time it's done that to me. It wants to just fucking bite in there and take off. Ugh. I don't know how the fuck am I going to deal with that now. Ugh. Alright, we did it. Okay, so I'm thinking positive rake on this thing is really bad. Whew, fuck, that's scary as shit. Alright, so I'm just gonna get a normal friggin' tool and I'm just gonna keep taking passes at that because yeah. That's as good as I'm gonna get with that thing. Alright, so I'll catch up with you when I'm ready to flip it over. Alright, so we got the majority of that one done. Got her cleaned up and everything. I'm looking at this and I don't think I even have to take that off of there. Like, that's how it was supposed to go, right? But like if that's sticking out, that's not gonna hurt nothing. So like it's actually got a little higher tolerance than this one does. So that one's good. This one's good. And just as to put it into context for you. See, there's the key that this collar's supposed to be running down. There's going to be a key stock in there, and it's got to come with, put a key stock in there too. So this is going to be something like yeah, and that's going to be in here, and that's going to be here. So that's our whole dealio right there. And actually, it's you know, it's looking pretty good. It's better than these ones. So yeah, now all we got to do. Let's cut that out. Yeah, and I'm probably just going to reduce that to chips, I'm thinking. This will give us a good grip with the dog. And yeah, that'll be it for tonight until we can get our indexer going. Alright, well, I'm going to go and get the lathe set up. See you there. Alright, so I don't know much about cutting gears, and I know even less about cutting miter gears. Anyways, 40 degrees, cut a taper. Yeah, that's about it. Oh shit. Gotta getting choked for time here. Crunch is on. I really would like to get this finished tonight, or at least get all my blanks I need done. It's getting pretty late already. say we're good there. Alright, so now I just got to flip it around, and it's just a 45 from here to here, and then that's it. We're done. Alright, just a little bit of cleanup and I'll see you at the bench. Alright, so that is going to be our wood bead drivetrain for the lead screw. That was a lot of freaking work, man. Holy cow. But it should work out good, from what I can tell. With our shift collar, well, that will be. There's the back end here, and then this guy. It's kind of tight in there, but it does come up. And it went in there. There we go. There we go. Just a little snug. It'll come out good once we got there. So we got two identical gears ready to go. Next chore will be figuring out how to cut them. I guess gonna have to make an indexer and an arbor. I guess something to hold a piece of lathe tooling. And then we'll have to set it up in the lathe so it cuts it. You know, we'll have to do something like angle it at 40 degrees and just keep. I don't know. That's going to be tricky as hell. Would sure love a mill for that. Oh well. And probably you know, proper rotary table and stuff like that. Yeah. Well, fuck. We got lots done today at least. That was a good haul. So we're, I guess, halfway there. Halfway? You know, 2/3? No, half. I'm going to call it halfway because we still got a lot of troubleshooting to figure out how to use this as an indexing plate. And then we got to build an arbor and another collet to cut the little doodads in here so we can get the 1/4-inch bit in there and cut the little deals in there. That's going to be tricky as hell too. We'll probably do that after we cut the gears though. And then we'll figure out what to do with that after. So I know that's going to have to go in, you know, that's going to have to fit inside that somehow. Yeah, that's going to be some precision work. Whew. Alright folks. Well, thanks for watching. I'm going to have to call her a night. I've been at it for a good solid 8 hours doing this, so. 7 hours maybe. That's a lot of work for a few little baubles like that, I'll tell you that. If I was a real machinist, probably wouldn't take so long. Alright guys. You guys have a great night, great week. And when I get my stuff together, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.